Hey y'all, welcome back to Army is Able. I'm Army, of course. And today we have a video that I haven't seen, but it looks pretty interesting. It says he about to pimp yo out road trip to Vegas. We already know what goes down in Vegas. We already know Vegas is the mecca for that type of work, adult work. So yeah, I'm not surprised that somebody was trying to be solicited in that area of the United States. But this should be a good one. Let's get into it.
Story time on how my friend left me in Vegas for a pimp. So let's just start with here. First of all, I have to use my eyelash filter because my lashes look a mess. But mind your business. I'm about to put y'all in my business for about 9 minutes. All right, so it was Super Bowl weekend, and my friend hit me like, hey, let's go to Vegas. We both didn't have no plans. So I was like, okay, I'm down to go to Vegas. Mind you, I was just had a fresh breakup at the time, and I wanted to go outside. So I was like, okay, I'm down. Where we staying, what we got to put together, blah, blah, blah. So my friend was like, oh, well, I got this dude out here that I've been talking to for a minute, and he do Airbnbs, and he got hella Airbnbs, and we can stay in this Airbnb, whatever. And I'm like, oh, he don't want no money for it, nothing, because it's Super Bowl weekend. People were charging like a lot of money to be in Vegas during Super Bowl weekend last year. So we went, my bad. So, so I was like, well, how we getting there? You want to fly? You want to drive? Because it's only like an 8-hour drive, and that's usually what I'm used to when I go like with my family to Vegas. We'll just drive, get a road trip, whatever. It don't really matter. She like, oh, let's drive, whatever. But then I'm like, I ain't taking my car. I ain't about to put the miles on my car just to go to Vegas. No. So I'm like, we could take a rental. So the rentals was hella high around that time. Like, they were hella expensive. So she like, let's just take my car. Mind you, she has a Tesla. So I was just like, a Tesla? That's going to be forever because we got to stop.
Tesla is probably the worst car to take on a road trip. Like a 4 or 5 hour drive could probably take 10. Because now, I mean, you have to go all out the way just to find a charging station. I mean, they're getting a little bit better, but you got to go all out the way. Usually when you get there, there are no spots available. You have to wait just to get on the charge. And then you have to wait like another 30, 40 minutes to get a full charge. That's a hot mess. Like, who would ever dream of taking a Tesla on a road trip? Sorry, just had to put my little 2 cents in there because bad idea. No.
Stop and charge. But then at the same time, I'm like, shit, I ain't trying to take my car. That's the only option. Then we got the Airbnb for free. Mind you, charging a Tesla is only like $14. It's not even that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's just do it. So boom. Now it's the night before we about to leave. So we trying to figure out what time we about to leave. I'm like, we might as well leave like at 9 o'clock at night because we got to stop and charge, and that's going to be way longer than 8 hours because it's not like getting gas. She like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. So we like 3 hours in on the road, whatever. Yeah, and I'm asking her like questions about the dude, like where you meet this dude at, because we about to be staying at his Airbnb. And my first thing was, he not about to be there, right? Like, we gonna be able to do our thing, and like, what's tea? She like, oh girl, he's not like that at all. He has businesses and he has this and has that, like making it sound like he's a very successful man. So I'm like, period, bitch, you got you one. And that was that. So pretty much that all was cleared up, and we was just talking, gossiping. We about three hours in, like I said, on the road. Next thing the dude called her. So he called her. He like, oh, can you pick up my friend? She like, oh, who's your friend and where's your friend at? Mind you, we're 3 hours like past the bay, whatever. So he like, yeah, he and I think he was in like Manteca or Modesto. It was one of those M areas. So I'm like, we're going to have to go. We got to drive backwards. Like, we're literally going to drive backwards to go get his friend. So I'm like, do you even know the friend? My friend didn't even know the friend. So at this point, I'm like, so we're about to drive the rest of these.
See, and this is why I think a lot of women are hesitant accepting free gifts or free anything, quote unquote, free, because it always comes with a caveat. It always comes with something. And I know they're probably thinking like, okay, we 3 hours down the road. We already got the Airbnb for free. If we got to double, like, hopefully it's not more than an hour, but it's like, okay, if we got to go back an hour just to pick up a friend, they're probably thinking about doing it. Like, okay, we can help him out like this, especially since we're not paying a dime. Wrong. Me and my girls, I'd have been like, no, we already passed it. No, we would have to go all the way back. No, I'm sorry. No, tell your friend to catch a train, do whatever they need to do, but no, we is not going back for your friend. That's what I would have said, especially a total stranger. Like, I know y'all have gone on those road trips with people that you don't necessarily want to be stuck in a car with for hours. So imagine a complete stranger. That is like the worst. No way.
Hours in the car with a stranger. And a man at that, and we're two females. I just wasn't feeling it. So I was like, tell him no. Tell him he has businesses and all this stuff. Why can't he buy his friend a flight? Yet alone, why can't he buy us a flight? But whatever. I was just like, okay, no, we're not. But no, we're not getting him. So she's looking at me all crazy, like, and being all like, you know how girls be on the phone like, yeah. But then, like, you know they really don't talk like that. So it's like listening to your friend try to switch it all up for this dude. And it's like, so, yeah. So she's like, hold on, I'm going to call you back to him. And then she says to me, like, you know, I really want to get him because he's already letting us stay at his Airbnb for free. And he's not charging us. But me, I'm like, that's your man. If that's your man, why is it a problem? Why are you trying to do some, you scratch my back, I scratch your back type shit? Like, so that threw me off. So, and that's what I was like, I don't get that. If it was my man wouldn't be like that. Like, it would just be like, it's all good. Yet alone, my man wouldn't even have one of his partners in the car with us, especially a partner I don't even know. Like, that's weird. So she was just like, yeah, well, it's my car. She started trying to pull that it's my car shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's giving weird, it's giving unsettling, it's giving, no, absolutely not. It's giving real high school. One of the friends got a car, and the next thing you know, they pick everybody up, and everybody want to do this, want to do that, gotta run here, run there, drop these people off, and next thing you know, y'all ain't even really do the plans y'all supposed to do. And you know, high school, y'all probably just going to the mall or something, but you just riding your friends around the city and riding different people that y'all pick up around the city. It's giving real high school. It's giving, like, what is this? No, baby. We packed, we ready to go, we ready to have a good time. Yes, you are paying for our stay, but again, no.
All right, okay. So she ended up going back to go get the friend. Mind you, I'm pissed off. I just go to sleep because I'm like, whatever. So when I wake up, I think I was asleep for probably about like 2 hours. So when I wake up, the car is parked. So I'm looking around. Mind you, it's dark outside. It had to be like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So I'm looking around. I don't know where we at. And her car is off. So I go on my maps and I see and I think Manteca or Modesto, but we like parked in some apartments. So I'm looking, and from the rearview mirror, the driver rearview mirror, I see her like upstairs in the apartments, and she's carrying all this man's stuff. And I'm like, but I'm in the car, she's up there with him, so they coming back to the car. Well, she's coming back to the car by herself. Mind you, she got so much stuff stacked up on, like, in her arms as she's trying to walk downstairs. Mind you, my friend was only like 4'11". Everything she was carrying had to be bigger than her. So I'm in the car looking like bonnet and all. Like, she like, oh my God, he has so much stuff. And I'm like, and you're carrying all his stuff? Like, that's not even your man. You helping this dude and you doing him a favor. Like, that's not even your man. She like, oh my God, you're being so mean. Irritating. So I'm just like, whatever. So he comes to the car right after her, and he's like, oh, somebody's stuff got to get moved. Mind you, I have a big suitcase because I pack heavy. I need at least like 5 outfits for a 2-day trip, and I got to have all my hair supplies, the time I had to weave. So I need all my stuff. And I had a suitcase. My suitcase basically took up the whole back of the trunk of the Tesla, because y'all know Tesla trunks is hella small. And then her frunk, whatever it's called, the front of the trunk, whatever, her stuff was in there. So his stuff, this man had a suitcase too, so he was moving on some female shit already. Like, he had a suitcase, he had like 5 pair of shoes, all that. So I'm like, damn. But I'm also like, my stuff better not get touched before I start tripping up in here, like, period, point blank. So then,
yeah, it's like, dude, are you moving? Like, are you moving out this apartment? Like, and you just needed somebody to load your stuff? What is going on? Because, I mean, of course, you know, I wasn't there, I don't know, but that's a lot of stuff to move or to be going on a road trip. Like, you have 2 bags max. Like, you have your suitcase. You know, women would have like our little carry-on bag and our purse. Men, like, I expect them to have 1 big suitcase and probably holding at least 2 pairs of their shoes or something like that. Like, I don't expect them to have all that stuff. So, okay, is you moving or nah? Y'all picking up this total stranger at 1, 2 in the morning at that? No, this is sounding all bad. And you know what, ladies? This is why you don't go nowhere without your own money for emergencies. I don't care if that man say he gonna put you up. You know, he's offering to book the flights for you. Like, no, he can give you the money for you to book the flights. Make sure you have emergency cash in case you got to get away from wherever you staying at to go get your own hotel room. Make sure you have money where if you need to book a plane ticket and hightail it back home at any given time, that's what you gonna do. If it comes down to it. If I was her, I would already be looking like, okay, where is the nearest train station, airport? I would probably be looking at flights. Like, it's too many red flags going on and y'all haven't even gotten there. In my mind, I'd have been like, yo, who is this dude? He clearly probably don't got the books that he's saying he got, or he don't live the lifestyle that he's telling my homegirl he has. I would not be surprised if they get down there and they have nowhere to stay, or where they're going to be staying is going to be mad uncomfortable, like dirty, people already staying there, kind of like a like a halfway house type of thing. That honestly would have been going through my mind as soon as my homegirl doubled back to go pick this guy up. I'd have been like, oh no, let me go ahead and transfer some funds into my account. Let me go ahead and be looking at a hotel for the night. Let me go ahead and look at flights for the next day. I would already be thinking like that. But again, you live and you learn, and when you done lived a little bit of life, like, you understand.
He was just like, oh, whose suitcases? I said, it's mine, and it better not get touched. He's like, oh, okay. And he's like, oh, she feisty. So now it's like he started trying to like talk to me maybe in a way. So my friend texts me and she like, be nice. So I'm like, no, not being nice. No. Okay, so now dude in the car, whatever. He in the back seat. I'm in the passenger. She in the driver. So she's driving. She's like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Da, da, da. But mind you, me and her already had everything established. Like, you know, you drive a couple hours and I'm gonna drive a couple hours. But now I feel like everything has changed because he has to drive. He's the man in the car. He needs to drive, period, point blank. So I go to sleep. So when I woke back up, it was morning. I remember it was daylight around that time. So the dude was driving now. So I look and I'm like, oh shit, okay, he driving. But he like driving her car, like dogging her car out, like speeding hella fast, slamming on the brakes. So come to find out, he was doing all that just to try to get my attention, to wake me up, because he was like, I need to drive and stuff like that. And he didn't have nothing to do with our plan. So I'm assuming she must have told him about our plan when I was asleep. I don't know. I was knocked out and I had my AirPods on full blast, noise cancellation. So
let me get this straight. Okay, you're hitching a ride like a hitchhiker. And when somebody asks you to drive, you got an issue? Baby, you should be honestly offering up whatever services you're able to provide. Whatever little bit of money you have to contribute to this gas or this charge for this Tesla. What's that on your lip? It better not be back talk. It better not be back talk. Baby, because we're going to have an issue. We're going to pull over, you're going to get out, and you do what you do with that. The audacity, the gall.
I'm looking at him because he's slamming on the brakes hella hard to where we're like that. So I'm like, can you drive? Like, are you okay? Mind you, attitude on stink. He like, well, you need to drive. So I'm just like, no, you're fine. You're the man. You can drive. You're perfectly fine. So he's just like, I'm so tired. Da, 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 all these excuses. And she in the backseat just looking like, not saying nothing. So it got to the point where me and him like kind of start going back and forth because he keeps slamming on the brakes. And he's just like, well, you can drive then. But I'm like, no, I'm not driving. Like, I'm not doing that. So he pulled over. He just like,
I want to say, now, come on now. You do got to drive. Like, especially if y'all been driving all night. Like, you thought you weren't going to drive at all just because somebody else is in the car. Like, at this point, no, y'all just split the hours in between 3 people. Like, don't be a brat. You know, yes, you need to take a turn driving too. Like, that's just, like, let's be real. Come on.
Driving this car. I'm not driving. And it's just like, it's giving very bitchy, if you ask me, because you just whole got picked up. Mind you, my friend was just was like, oh, my man is paying for my charging, so we don't even gotta go have him charging or nothing like that. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm just like, I'm sitting in this passenger seat, and nobody better not say shit to me, period. So we end up getting to the charging station, and we're charging, and we all fell asleep. So we fell asleep for hella long. I think we was asleep for like 2 hours at the charging station, which was crazy. So then my friend, like, she gonna drive her car, and I'm just like, shit, about time, because you about to let this man fuck your car up. So she driving hella dumb, driving hella slow. Speed limit was like, I think 75 on the highway we was on, and she going like 55. Like, they both hella irritated. So mind you, I brought my Benadryl, so I took me a Benadryl, went right back to sleep. But it got to the point to where I couldn't go to sleep anymore after a certain amount of time. So now I just kind of got my eyes closed, but I'm listening to what they're saying, and he just like, why your friend act like that? Like, why is she so mean? And my friend just like, I don't know, she really didn't want to pick you up. So now she's saying all that, but my eyes is closed, because I'm also like, I want to see what else is she gonna tell him, because she was just talking off the side of her neck to him. All right, y'all, so part 2, I had to redo. They took it down. So basically, yeah, like I said, I had my eyes closed. I really wasn't asleep. My eyes was just closed, and I was like listening. So he like, yeah, why your friend act like that? And she was like, oh, she really didn't want to come get you, yada yada yada. So I'm just like, oh, this bitch spilling the beans. So I'm trying to see what else she gonna tell him. And she's just like, yeah, she really didn't want to come get you, yada yada yada. He's like, oh, well, that's her fault. Like, you know, they talking hella shit, but they not really like, they're talking shit, but they're not talking shit. But my eyes is closed, but I'm wide awake. Yeah, so that was pretty much that. So it just ended up getting quiet. He's still doing that bullshit, like slamming on the brakes and doing all that weird shit. So let me skip a little bit. Okay, so hours go by. So him and her is like switching off. And then I think now it's like an hour away from Vegas. And that's when we have to charge again. So we charge in like right where the little ice cream thing is. If you ever took a road trip to Vegas, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we charge right there. So with me being funny and me being the person that I am, I'm like, oh, I could drive, because now it's an hour. So I get in the driver's seat. I ask my friend to send me the location of where we're going. My friend's like, oh, well, I need to ask my man for the location where we're going. So I'm like, what do you mean you got to ask him for the location of where we're going? We just been in the car for 12 hours. Fuck is you talking about? You don't have the location of where we're going. She like, oh my God, I'm about to get it, da-da-da. But she's making it seem like I'm just...
I have to be honest. The girl telling the story is a little bratty. Her attitude, I don't even know how she has any friends with that type of attitude. Based on like what she's given on this story time, yeah, I would never go to Vegas with someone that has an attitude like that, because usually these type of people, they make it about them. Like, and I'm gonna have fun regardless. If you want to sit in a room, not do nothing, or you want to pout the whole entire time or try to make it all about you, you can do that. But that's the type of, I could never go on a trip with someone like her. However, baby is definitely speaking facts right now. How on earth did you even leave your hometown without having a destination? Not just, oh, we going to Vegas. No, baby, we need to know where we're laying our head, or I'm not going. I'm not getting in the car. You don't play with stuff like that. 2 women out of town in a whole nother state, in a whole nother area, and you don't know nobody, nothing, or whatever. Who plays games like that? Like, we're women. We have stuff we gotta protect, okay? Nobody's playing that type of game. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Some angry black female, you know, because sidebar, my friend's not black. Not saying that means anything or anything like that, but she's not black. So it's like, but the guy is black. So she started trying to call the dude. As she's trying to call the dude, he's not answering the phone. She called at least 3 times. He's not answering the phone. So then that's when I look at him and I'm like, can you call your friend? Because now we've been in the car with each other for 12 hours. So yes, he's a stranger, but we have been in the car with this man for 12 hours. And clear as day, he's a bitch. So can you call your friend? So when he called his friend, the friend answers the phone. The friend like, what's up with my dog? Mind you, my friend literally just called like 0.2 seconds ago. He wasn't answering the phone, but he answered the phone for him. So now I'm giving my friend the death stare in the rearview mirror while she's in the back seat. Cause now the way that everything is set up, it's me in the driver's seat, he's in the passenger seat, and she's in the back seat. Because he was like, I'm not sitting in the back seat. When I got in the driver's seat, I told her to sit in the front. He like, I'm not getting back there because y'all don't know how to keep y'all seats up. So he on some sassy shit. My friend was like, it's okay, I'm not tripping. Even though I'm like, so yeah, he like, yeah, they basically saying they got an Airbnb. But the way he was saying it was like, yeah, they saying they got an Airbnb. Like, you know, not like, oh, send me your location for me, whatever, just so we could drop this fool off. So that was my main thing, dropping him off and getting to our destination. But the way he was talking was like, yeah, they said they got an Airbnb. So I'm just kind of like peeping the scenery, like trying to figure out what's going on. So my friend, like in the back seat, and he's on FaceTime with the dude. So my friend, like, get in the back and was like, you're not answering my call. Why you not answering my call? And he was just like, oh, I didn't see it. But you see your partner call. So,
child, his homeboy needed to move down there to Vegas. And it looked like he just picked the first dummy that he could find to bring his homeboy down there. But it looks like none of them got no money. They needed two fools to drive him wherever he needed to go. And your friend just happened to be that fool. How long she known this man? She probably ain't even know. Oh my God. Women, they'll learn. They'll learn eventually.
I'm just like, man, where's the location? So she like just put in Vegas. So once we get in Vegas, passing up like all like the hotels and stuff like that, my friend sent me a location where to drive to. So I put in the location. We get to the location. It's like some ghetto ass apartments, like some Section A low income apartments. Like nothing against Section A or low income apartments, but those apartments was like ghetto ass apartments, like ghetto. Mind you, it was like those things like sitting in front of like the air. It was crazy. So we get there. I'm like, I hope we're not staying here because this is...
Honey, all the red flags leading up to getting to Vegas should have told you that's exactly where y'all gonna be staying, somewhere that's not comfortable. I would have already been looking for a hotel. I would have been doing that on the way down there because I already know this is what it's gonna be. Like, I could have told you that, baby. Dang, baby.
This is not it at all. She's like, no, we're just meeting him over here. But I'm like, why we don't meet him at the Airbnb? So he like, so the friend is looking now like Airbnb. So, but I could see it in his face that he's confused, but he's trying to figure out what's going on. But he's not asking no questions. He's just kind of like looking. And then my friend like kind of like trying to sell me a dream low key. Like, oh, no, it's not this one. He's just going to meet us here. Then he's going to we're going to follow behind him. We're going to blah, 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 whatever. Sorry, y'all, I can't talk. I'm trying to... So, boom, the dude pull up. The dude that my friend is talking to, he pulls up. My friend in the back seat. The dude is in the passenger seat. So, dude get out the car, go over to the friend. His friend, whatever, which is the dude that has the Airbnb, the successful man. So, they're talking and whatever. So, I'm looking at my friend like, why aren't you about to go up to your dude and be like, hey, babe, like, you know, go up to him, give him a kiss, a hug. You know, when you haven't saw your man, you just... been on the road for 12 hours to come see this man. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Go jump on your man, right? She's like, oh, I don't want to interrupt. But that's, I don't know. I just know I don't give a flying rat's. Whoever's talking to my man. When I see my man, I'm going up to him. Period. And that shouldn't be a problem. So he ended up coming over to the car and he's like, damn, you ain't gonna speak to me, to her. So now I'm looking like, and it's supposed to be your man. So once I see the dude's face, I remember she showed me this dude before. Not to mention, this friend, like, she travels quite often. So she had just went to Tulum with some of her other friends that I don't know, don't care for. I don't know them. So she just went to Tulum with them. And she told me she met a dude in Tulum, whatever. This literally had to be like 3 weeks prior to this trip that we're on now. So I remember his face. So I'm looking, I'm like, so they're talking. And when she come back to the car, it's just me and her inside the car because the two dudes are still talking. So I was like, is this the dude that you met a couple weeks ago in Tulum? And she was just like, huh? Like playing stupid. And I'm like, you literally just met this dude. And she was just like, no, I mean, we be talking every day and stuff like that. But you literally just met him. You just met him when you went to Tulum like 3 weeks ago. She was like, yeah, but she was like, they slept with each other in Tulum. They had a good time in Tulum, and she wanted to link with him again. So I instantly just lose my shit on her, especially because it's me and her in the car. And, I don't want to argue. I'm not about to argue with her when it's two dudes that we clearly don't know these dudes. I'm not about to argue with her like that in front of them where they're going to see. So I'm like, I'm being calm, but I'm also going off on her because I'm just like, why the fuck would you bring me out here on a trip like this? And it's like you playing in my face.
Absolutely. I am in 100% agreement with her. You just met this man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I would ride with one of my homegirls. Like, if she was going on, let's say, a first date and it's a couple of states away and she just wants to be safe, I'd be like, okay, me and you will get a hotel room. I'll be close by. While you go on your date, meet up with this guy, I would do something like that. But a trip that far, they was in a car for 12 hours. So it was probably like an 8 hour, maybe 7, 8 hours for them. But in a Tesla, it gets to 12 hours in a car. You don't know where you staying. We're supposed to be staying in his Airbnb. Oh my God. This is so bad. I would have told my friend about herself too. And like, girl, don't you ever pull this crap again, like, or we not friends no more. And then at this point, you don't want to just leave your homegirl with two strangers, basically. It's one of them things like, okay, we came here together, we're leaving together, and I'm going, I'm not staying wherever he gonna put us up. It's like, that is so tough.
You just want to come out here to spend time with the dude, and you could have kept it real and gave me the opportunity to be like, yeah, I'm gonna come with you and I'm gonna support you during this time or whatever, versus telling me some bullshit. So now I'm asking her, like, is the Airbnb shit really true? Like, what's tea? Like, let me know what's real right now, because now you got me fucked up. So then that's when she told me, like, he really don't got no Airbnb and blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh my God. So now that makes me start going on my Instagram. Well, first of all,
Yo, that is crazy. That's crazy. So your homegirl has you out there on a dummy mission. Oh yeah, we not friends. We not cool. Nah, we not cool after this. Nope.
On Priceline, so looking at hotels was like at least $900 for 2 nights. I wasn't about to pay no $900 for 2 nights. And that was for like Motel 6, like cheap ass hotels. And I never stay in a motel ever. But the way the prices was for the hotels, because it was literally Super Bowl weekend. The Super Bowl was in Vegas at this time. It was crazy high. So then I started looking at like some of my friends' story, like my friends that I actually know, that I actually grew up with and stuff like that. I saw they were actually in Vegas. So I'm like hitting them up like, hey, what time y'all gonna be in Vegas? Da-da-da. I'm with my friend, my stupid ass friend. Yeah, like, do y'all got space at y'all Airbnb or in y'all hotel? Whatever, we'll drop on it. Putting it like that. And I'm telling her, like, I'm not staying with these niggas. She like, well, I came out here to see him, but like, we could still do our thing, but that wasn't the whole purpose of our trip. So I'm just kind of like thrown off. Not even kind of, I'm hella thrown off, honestly. So that's when dude come back over to the car and he's like, y'all ready? Like, y'all ready to go to my spot, whatever. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know we were going to your house. I don't really feel comfortable going to your house. And I just told him straight up, like, I don't know you. We just picked up your friend. I don't know him. And I don't feel comfortable with that. And he was just like, honey, he's trying to like talk all professional to me. You know how like they try to switch it up? He was like, honey, I am a business owner. I got this going on. I have that going on. I have an 8-bedroom house. Like, he started trying to like pop his shit on me. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I'm like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't give a fuck if you were a fucking billionaire. I don't feel comfortable. And I just let him know. And he was just like, you don't have nothing to worry about. Like, anybody gonna touch you? Start saying stuff like that. So I'm just like, so it's kind of like me and him kind of like, it's kind of like tension. And then I guess I made him feel some type of way because what I was saying, but that's real shit. I did not feel comfortable, period, point blank. So my friend just like, let me talk to my friend real quick. And she was just like, we can just go over there and then like, we can get ready, whatever, to go about our day when we go to one of my friends' Airbnb or hotels or whatever. So I'm like, I guess that's okay because I haven't changed my clothes since 9 o'clock the night before. So we might as well go over there so I could change my clothes, freshen up, and get ready to go to one of my friends' hotels or Airbnbs. part 3 coming. So we get to the dude house. The house was a big house. It was like I think it was like a 6-bedroom, 4-bath. It was a pretty big house. And it was like in a gated area. So when we get to the house, he's like, oh, hold on real quick. So we're waiting outside. The friend goes inside. The dude goes inside. And it's just me and my friend waiting in the car. And he's like, hold on real quick. So they go in the house. So I'm like, that's weird. And I'm like, you know what? I honestly could wait. I really could wait. I don't even want to change my clothes. Like, I could wait. My friend's like, no, just come on. Like, we're just going to wait. And da-da-da. She was like, and I want to take a shower really bad. Like, I don't want to keep the same clothes I had on since last night. So I'm like, all right. Not to mention, I do have my mace. Because I will mace somebody. I have my mace. Just because, like, situations like this, which I never thought I would be in. So, yeah, he come back to the car, and he's like, oh, y'all can come up, whatever. So the friend come, the one who rode with us down there, now he's trying to be all, like, in my good graces, and he's like, oh, I could bring your stuff up. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. I got my own stuff. I can bring it up. So he just like, no, I insist I bring it up. So he grabs my stuff. He brings it up the stairs and blah, blah, blah. But I'm still outside. They all go in, but I'm like trying to see where I'm at because, man, I'm trying to share my locations with my friends that's coming to Vegas already. So they know, like, you know, and they kind of already got the glimpse of.
Smart girl. I like her. Even though, you know, her attitude a little, you know, but I like her. She thinks. She don't be playing no games. She gonna be on the lookout. See, her other friend, that's how people have horror stories like this. Dealing with people that are not self-aware, that don't read the room, that's just down for whatever, go across states, don't know where they stand. That's how bad stuff happens because lack of preparedness. So yeah, I like Baby because she actually used her brain, okay? It's not just a hat rack. I promise you that.
Going on because I really didn't go into detail on the phone with them with everything, but I just told them like I'm on a wild one right now, and my other friends are not slow, so they know what's up. So boom, I go inside the house. When I go inside the house, the house was nice. My friend is all up on the dude, like all in his face, trying to kiss on him and do all that. The other dude is like rolling up, typical NIGGA stuff. Yeah, so I'm like, I have to use the bathroom. So I go upstairs. Upstairs is where the rooms are at. So as I'm going upstairs, I'm like looking, I'm like opening up doors 'cause I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is. So I'm looking in each room and I noticed like one room had like a Chanel bag. It had heels in there and it just looked like a female's room, an adult female. So I'm like, oh, okay, so somebody's room here, or somebody's in this room. And then I go over to another room and it's like, red bottoms. It was like a Louis bag in there and it was like more female stuff. So I go over to the next room. The next room had more female stuff in it and it kind of gave like escort ish, like that's what it gave. So I'm looking, I'm like, as I'm like going through the rooms, like you can kind of see from downstairs to upstairs, like what someone's doing upstairs. So he like, what you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is, even though I'm really being nosy. I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is. And he like, the bathroom is the other way. So I'm like, okay. But I noticed I was getting closer to the master bedroom because that's where the French doors was. And I was like, huh. But I'm assuming that was his room. And that's probably why he was like, what you doing? So yeah. So at that point, I go to the bathroom. But when I come out of the bathroom, I'm trying to call my friend's name from upstairs. I'm telling her to come upstairs so I can show her, like, it's females that probably live here. Like, their stuff is here. It looked like females live here. Not necessarily saying, like, this is their room because it doesn't have, like, pictures and stuff on the wall. It's just you could see, like, little, like, duffel bags and stuff like that with heels, makeup, clothes, purses, all that in each room. And it's, like, expensive stuff. It's luxury. She's like ignoring me. So I'm calling her name. She's like, hold on. But she's downstairs. But the way she's saying is like, hold on. Like as if I'm bothering her. So then that's when I said, bitch, come upstairs. Damn. And then she came upstairs. So when she came upstairs, that's when I'm trying to show her. And she was just like, girl, it's nothing. Like that's probably his sister's stuff. But I'm like, I thought this was his house. Is it his family house or what? And then she was just like, she said something. I forgot what she said. 'Cause again, this happened a year ago. So y'all kind of late to the party. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, it just didn't make sense. So I'm like, well, I'm about to take my shower, and after that, we're leaving. And then she was just like, oh, well, okay. So I take my shower, and I'm getting ready to leave and stuff. So I'm packing my stuff back.
Was there an open room, or did you have to use Shorty's room, like, or whoever these women are? Like, what is going on? Ooh.
And I literally shower, put my shit back inside my suitcase, like, do what I have to do. Now it's her turn to do that. So while she's getting dressed, I'm still in the bathroom with her because I'm doing my hair and she's in the shower. Tell me why the dude just come bust inside the bathroom. So I instantly was just like, whoa, privacy. Like, no, that's what we're not doing. So I closed the door and locked the door. Well, the door was already locked. So I think he like popped the lock and he just opened the door. So I don't know. Or I don't know. It's his house. I don't fucking know. So that was that. She got out the shower and I'm like, we need help bringing our stuff down the stairs, whatever. And then the friend was like, okay, I'm gonna help y'all, whatever. So at that point, that's when the friend brings my stuff downstairs and he like put it in the garage or whatever. And then my friend needed help flat ironing her hair. So I'm like, okay, so I flat ironed the back of her hair or whatever and curled it and stuff. And then yeah, after that, we get inside her car because now we about to leave. And then the dude come that she's talking to, he comes and he's like, oh, my friend gonna have to ride with y'all again because I got some business moves to make. And I'm like, that's your friend. Like, no, your friend needs to ride with you to make your business move. Like, we don't even know him. Like, no. And then my friend like, no, it's okay. It's good. It's fine. He can ride with us. So I'm just like what? So I'm instantly getting hella irritated because I'm like, the fuck? So I'm like, I'm hungry. I want to get food. Like, I do not want to ride with no dude I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be on no stranger danger shit. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So my friend was basically like, can I just like chill out and stuff like that? But I'm really just like over it at this point. So fast forward. We get
chill out. Baby, we not even friends. Chill out. I am OD hot with you. I'd have been like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Just drop me off over here and y'all can do whatever it is y'all gonna do. And I would hate to have to do that because I would never want to leave a woman alone with men she does not know. But at the end of the day, I'd have been like, look, you either come with me or you gonna be by yourself. And I'm telling you, do not be by yourself. Like, baby, this is what we not gonna do. And to be honest, I wouldn't just be having no sidebar conversations with my homegirl at this point. It would be very known to everybody there. Listen, this is the weirdest trip. First of all, we was calling you won't picking up. Then we meet over here in the projects for us to just come to your house. It's a lot of stuff not adding up. We don't even know him. We have other friends here. We're going to do our thing. And obviously, my friend don't even got a brain. So I'm going to let the two men know what we about to do. And that's final. Period. At this point, there's no sidebar conversations. I'm laying it all out on the table. And everybody is going to know what's up.
Restaurant, went to this little sushi bar in Vegas because Vegas is supposed to have some good ass sushi. So when we get to the sushi bar, I'm sitting on one side, my friend's sitting on the other side. Why the dude try to come sit by me? Yeah. That's when I get up and I sit on the other side with my friend because no. So then the dude that she's talking to ended up coming back to that restaurant that we're at, and he comes with like two other dudes. So now it's a total of me, her, the weirdo, and the other weirdo, and two more weirdos. So now it's a total of what? 3 dudes, and it's me and her. So just getting more irritating. So I'm trying to hit my friends up to see like when they coming out here while we're at the restaurant because I'm just over it. Like, I didn't even eat my food no more. Like, I was just over it. And then the other dudes that they're with, like, it looked like they're like, what's up? Like, trying to talk. Like, you know, like, girls, if you know what I mean when you could tell when somebody on some weird shit. Like, what's up? And then me, I'm like, hi. And I'm looking at my phone like, when is my friends coming out here? Like, when's my other friends coming out here? My other friends said they're not getting out to Vegas until 8 o'clock at night. So that means I have to deal with this shit until 8 o'clock. So then I ended up seeing that my cousin was out in Vegas. So when I saw my cousin was in Vegas, I was like, where you at? And I saw he was in Vegas. And he like, oh, I'm on the strip, whatever. I'm like, where you staying at? He said he got 2 rooms. He said he got 1 room for him and his female or whatever. And then the other room he just got because he thought his partners was coming, but they never ended up coming. So I was like, man, I'll pay you for that room right now. Like, he was just like, nah, it's good. You can stay in that room, whatever. So I'm like, don't gotta tell me twice. So I'm like, yeah, like, when you going, like, when can I meet up with you? He like, oh, I gotta bust a move, whatever, because he does illegal activities. Like, I gotta bust a move, whatever. I'm gonna call you when I'm done with it. So I'm like, man. So now I'm really on like standby. So then that's when I start like looking up little boutiques for me to go to and stuff. And I start looking like, where can I go to get the fuck away from them? But at the same time, I didn't want to be a weirdo friend and leave my friend with, 4-3 nigga. I didn't want to leave her just by herself with all those dudes. So I was just like, man. And I have my mace. She don't have mace. So, and at the same time, like, we are with strangers, but they haven't really did nothing at this point in time to me.
Girl, it don't matter. It don't matter whether they did anything yet or not. It's so uncomfortable. And what is that mace gonna do against 3 or 4 grown tail men? Nothing. Nothing. So she thinking right.
Me feel any kind of way where I have to use my mace, if that makes sense. So I'm just like talking to her like, hey, I want to go to this boutique, whatever. So I end up doing like what I wanted to do with the tag-alongs. So now it's just me, her, and the friend that rode with us out from Modesto or Manteca, one of those areas. Her dude with the other 2 dudes, they end up leaving because they said they had more business moves to make. So as we're doing what I want to do, the friend is like catching the attitude like, why are we doing this? I don't want to do that. No one said they wanted you to come. So you should have went with your friends. I don't even get why you're still with us. Your mans just went with 2 other dudes to go handle business moves. Why are you not going? Why are you still with us? So now I'm kind of just like thrown off because I'm like, what's really going on? But I know my friend isn't going to keep it real with me and tell me nothing. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like, and I'm still trying to be like cool because I don't want to leave my friend. So part 4 now. Hold on, part 4. I got y'all. So at that point, that's when my cousin hit me like, it's good. I can meet you right now. Like, it's been like a couple hours. I think it's like 4 or 5 o'clock now. And I'm like, okay, it's good. So meet up with my cousin. My cousin gives me the room key. So I'm like, yeah, like, I got my room key, and then it's 2 beds. So she can stay there too if she want to. So I told her like, yeah, like, let's bring our stuff up inside the room. Why we check the trunk and why none of our shit is in there? So now I instantly lose my shit because where the fuck is my shit? And I start going off on the friend because the friend said he was putting our stuff inside the trunk and her stuff inside the trunk as well. So I'm like, what the fuck? And he was just like, oh, I forgot to put the stuff in the trunk. But the way he said it was just like, so that's when I'm like, okay, call that dude so we can go get our stuff. Period. Call him. We need to get our shit. Like, I need to get my shit at this point. She's like, well, I don't see why we gotta leave anyway. Like, they're actually really cool and da-da-da-da. You could stay. All that friend shit, I don't give a fuck. You could stay. But I need my shit and I'm going to this hotel. Period, point blank. I'm not about to do this. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with nobody. Period. Not to mention, I got my Montclair in there. I have my jewelry. And, like, I had all my stuff in my bag. So that's what really had me, like, even more tripped out. So they're calling him. Well, she's calling him. He's not answering.
As bright as she is, that was her first mistake of letting that man handle her stuff. Like, I'm not taking my eyes off my bag, my purse, my ID, my keys, my money. Like, I'm not taking my eyes off of my stuff. Once I got dressed, my suitcase would have been right there. I would have packed all my stuff up and I would have had it in hand. That was her only mistake. This is probably the point in the story where I would get a little bit nervous, and thank goodness that her guy cousin is there also. And if he's rough and he do illegal stuff, he probably, keep a little strap on or something. I would tell him the whole story. I need you to come with us. At this point, if y'all don't take me to my stuff, if I don't get my stuff, I'm gonna have to get the police involved. I wouldn't even tell them that because you never want your right hand to know what the left hand's doing, because then people really cut up when you mention 12. But there is no way that I would have let nightfall hit and I don't got my stuff up out of there.
Call. He been not answering her call. So he called. He was just like, I forgot to put a little of my stuff in the trunk. So, dude, like, oh, she gotta wait for that. What do you mean I have to wait to get my shit? What do you mean I have to wait to get my shit? So now I'm in the car going off. And he like, I hope that's not her talking like that in the background. Oh, baby, it's me talking like that in the background. Give me my stuff. I want my shit. So he's like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you won't get shit talking to me like that. So, y'all, I lost my shit. And I'm like, I'm going to this man's house. So I go to the dude.
I'd have been like, baby, be quiet. Baby, be quiet. Talk your junk after you get your stuff. Just, you got to learn when to shut up sometimes. Be as sweet as pie. Just until you get your stuff and you're safe in a safe area, safe location where he just can't reach and reach out and grab you. That's when you talk your junk. Right now, baby, be quiet.
No one's there. The friends start trying to be on some, what are you about to do? All that. Then my friend, this whole time, my friend has not said nothing. Nothing. Not to her man, not to this dude. It's just me. So then that's when the friend like, oh, I'm about to have somebody come get me. So he not getting back to the car with us. So now I'm really like, I'm lost. I'm lost because the dude's not answering her call. My shit is in his house. Not to mention, my shit is in his house. And I can't get my shit. So the friend ended up leaving from us after that. He ended up getting a ride with someone. I don't know if he caught an Uber. I don't know what the fuck the nigga did. But he did something and he left. And that was just me and her. So now I lit her ass up. I tore that bitch a new asshole. And I just told her, like, bitch, don't ever put me in no shit like this. Bitch, you will never get opportunity to put me in no shit like this. Like, this is not cool. This is not real bitch shit. Like, you could have kept it so real with me and just been like, I want to go fuck with this nigga that I just met in Tulum. And I want to kick it with him on some other ass shit besides in Tulum. And giving me the opportunity to say yes or no. Period, point blank. I just kept going back to that because it's like, now you're putting me in a fucked up ass position. So I called my cousin because I know my cousin is with that and he's not about to play. So I called my cousin like, it's this nigga that got my luggage and he's not trying to gain my luggage and I got hella shit in my luggage and I need my luggage. My cousin with that. My cousin like, what I need to do. So my friend like, no. She's screaming and shit on the phone, like just being hella extra. Like you would have thought somebody just got bow right in front of her, like, you know. So I'm like, hold on. And I'm looking at her and she like, please don't do this. So I'm like, bro, what are you and this nigga got going on for you to be acting so dumb? Like, you acting hella stupid. Like, what's up with you? So then that's when she come out and tell me like, he's a pimp. I'm like, is he your pimp? Like what the fuck you got me on? Like what's going on? Like, cause it's still.
I am speechless. You came out here to see a pimp. You came out here to be pimped. And you brought another woman along with you. And you knew what type of mess he was on. And you let me come with you. And you let me put my stuff in his pimp house. And pimps don't have the greatest reputation. They beat bitches up. Excuse me. They beat women up. Okay, at that point, he needs to meet me at this house. I'm going to go over there, knock on the door to see if any of them women that live there are there to get my stuff. And the police will be right behind me.
It seemed like the nigga, like, he got some type of spell on your dumb ass or something. So she like, no, it's not that. It's just I really like him. And he said he's going to change his ways for me. And he gave her that pimp talk. He gave her the pimp talk for her to give in to whatever. So with me being the person that I am, I'm letting her know that man told you a bunch of lies. He sold you a bunch of dreams. None of that stuff he said to you was real. He says that to every bitch that he's dealing with. And that's why he got so many hoes. And now it makes sense with all the heels and all the shit I saw up in there. All that shit makes sense to me now. So she's like, no, he's not. He said he doesn't look at me that way and yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, girl, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I need my bag. I don't give a fuck what this nigga done told you. I don't give a fuck what dream that he sold you and you bought for 20 cents. I don't give a fuck. I just need my shit. So then it got to the point where I started saying like, I'm about to bust his windows out. If I don't get my shit, I'm going to bust the windows. So then she called the friend. And the friend was like, the garage is locked. So if I bust the window, I'm not even going to be able to get my stuff because the garage is locked. And where the door is locked from the inside. So I'm just like, hey, I guess I'll bust the window to see if that's true. So at that point, that's when I'm just like, I'm in Vegas. I really don't want to go to jail for nothing like that. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't go to jail for nothing like that because it's my stuff. I can't. So after she called dude go off on her on the phone when he finally answers the phone after she called. Probably, I think she called like 15 times, but he didn't answer. So he answered the phone and he's like, what the fuck you want, bitch? Da-da-da. But he just go off on her. And he was just like, your friend ain't getting shit. Da-da-da. And that's what he said. Like, I'm not getting my bags back or nothing. And he was just like, do what I gotta do. So, baby, you thought I wasn't? I got me a rock. Bow. Bust the window. Didn't give a fuck. Got my luggage out that fucking garage. The garage wasn't locked. I went and got my shit out of the garage. Period, point blank. So then after that, my friend's crying and stuff. And she's like, oh my God, you're so extra. Like, you just did so much. And da-da-da-da. Girl, shut the fuck up and drop me off. So now I got my shit. Her shit's still up in there because she said that she was staying and she was like she didn't want to deal with that, what I had going on. That's cool. I got my stuff. Drop me off at the hotel. Period. So when she dropped me off at the hotel.
At this point, I wouldn't even let her drop me off at the hotel. Baby, you can drop me off at the nearest store. I'll get my cousin to pick me up. I'll catch an Uber to the hotel. You or your posse, no one is about to know where I'm laying my head. And to be honest, I wouldn't have done it either. I wouldn't have broken into his house because, like she said, you know, that's breaking and entering, obviously, clearly. And you can go to jail, honey. But if he into what he into, that type of lifestyle, more than likely he don't want the fuzz involved anyway. So she was probably in the clear. If there's a will, there's a way. Baby got her stuff. But as far as the friend, like, girl, you are really slow if you gonna stay here with this man after he done cussed you out, after he done held my stuff hostage, and now that I've literally did a B&E to get my stuff back, girl, this man is gonna have your head. You are crazy if you stay here. But at the same time, it's like, I don't even know if I would want her coming with me just for her to tell him where we at and get pistol whipped by him in Vegas. This is the vacation from hell. Oh my God.
With me being the person that I am, still being caring, I'm like, you know, you're more than welcome to come here. I have a whole extra room here. I mean, extra bed here. You're more than welcome to come here. You don't have to stay with him. And she was just like, no, I'm going to stay. But she's not even looking at me. She's driving her car and she's like, no, I'm going to stay where I said I was going to stay. Like that, like on some, I don't know what that was. I was just like, okay. So then at that point, I get to my hotel. I'm in the hotel, comfortable. I call her, check on her, and she's like, he won't talk to me because you bust the window. And I'm just like, girl, come to this room. And she like, no, I'm not coming there. I'm going to figure out where he's at. So, okay, that's on you. So I go by my night and I go do my own thing. So I end up linking with my other friends out there. First of all, I went to go to Javier's. Javier's is A1 good. I went to Javier's and I ate there. Then I ended up linking with my other friends in the Bay. I'm gonna just say some fake names. My friend Sam, and Sam had another friend with her named Jade. These are fake names. I'm not gonna say anyone's name. And mind you, these are my friends. I've been knowing them. So I hit them up like, hey, what y'all about to do tonight? They said they about to go to Dre's. I'm like, okay, it's good. I'm like, I probably can come too, just depending on how I'm feeling, because I just went through hella shit this morning. So they like, oh no, we're gonna come meet you. Where you at? I'm like, I'm at Javier's, but don't come here yet because right now I'm on my me time. Like, I just went through so much shit. I don't want to be around nobody for real. Like, I really want to just have some time to myself and regroup back with myself right now because I didn't have to bust a nigga window to get my luggage, all type of shit. So they still meet me anyway. So when they come to Javier's, mind you, I'm drinking, I'm eating my food. I didn't really eat my food, actually. I think I only had one bite of my food, but they're waiting for me at the bar. But Javier's is so packed in Vegas. If y'all been, you know. So I'm like, don't come here. I'll just meet y'all at the bar because I'm not trying to stop what I got going on to go over there. Like, I'll meet y'all when I'm done. So Sam is hella blowing my phone up, texting me like, when are you going to be done? But mind you, I already told her from the jump, you don't have to meet me right now. Like, I'll meet you later. And she still was on that, no, I want to go to Dre's right now. And she was saying she got family members at Dre's that got sections and all the shit. So I'm just like, okay, but I'm not ready to go. I still got to go home and change. I mean, go to my room and change and all type of shit. So I'm not even ready to go. Sam was so adamant about getting to Dre's. So then I'm just like, you know what? I ended my meal, ended my self-care time, my me time to go tend to Sam and Jade. I don't even know Jade. That's Sam's friend. So just FYI. So then I ended up paying for us to get a lift to go to my hotel, for all three of us to go to my hotel so I could change my clothes real quick. And I also let them know like this everything I just been through. And they're like, damn, bitch, like you just went through hella shit. And I'm like, girl, that's what I'm saying. That's why I needed that time to myself. Part 5 coming.
Okay. So after you just did some hot girl shit, right? Like a B&E, why would you even be comfortable parading around the city, his city, by yourself? The first thing I would have done once I got my luggage, yeah, I would have got some food to go, potentially. And I would have met up with my cousin because he obviously is about that life. Somebody that, you know, can at least protect you. Another man that can protect you. Like, I wouldn't have been riding around the city by myself. And yeah, her homegirls did come, you know, link up with her. But this that man city. And then your friend is so unhinged. Like, honestly, I probably would have got my suitcase and left and been on the first plane back home. But I mean, I understand her cousin out there, her other homegirls out there. You know, she can still make it a trip, and she got a room. And honestly, she is definitely blessed and highly favored for her cousin to have a spare room in Vegas during the Super Bowl. I want to say the Super Bowl in Vegas, that might have just been last year. Like, she is extremely blessed and favored, and God knew not to have his child up in this tomfoolery that her homegirl had her in. Very blessed and fortunate. But honey, what I would not do is be parading around that city by myself just for me to run into this guy. And especially now that he knows that you actually broke his window, baby, he probably trying to see about you. I would have been scared, baby. Look, these women, they got more balls, I guess. Like, they're brave. They're pretty brave.
I get to my hotel. I'm changing my clothes, and Sam is so adamant about going to Drake because I guess her family has a section there or whatever. So I'm like, okay, but I'm really kind of like hesitant about going out, and that's what I was also telling her. Like, I really don't know if I want to go out because everything I just been through today. Like, I literally just broke into a nigga house today. Like, but they're like, girl, you in Vegas? Like, turn up. So I'm like, you right. So what happened after that? I think it's happened a year ago, y'all. Bear with me. So, oh, so no. So Dre's was like about a 15-minute walk from my hotel to there. So then that's when Sam was like, I'm just buy us an Uber to go to Dre's, whatever. And I'm like, okay, should I just buy Clyde's Uber? So okay. So we get to Dre's. The line was crazy, like crazy, because I think the baddies was there, David Haney was there. It was cracking. And then after that, it was just cracking there. Like the line was crazy. Like they wasn't letting nobody else in. That's what they were saying, like they're over capacity. So Sam is like basically blaming me because I had to go back to the room and change my clothes and stuff. But mind you, I had already told Sam from the beginning, like, you don't even have to come meet me for real. Like I can meet you when I'm ready. So that was kind of irritating, but I was just like, whatever. In the midst of that, yeah, that's when I call old girl who I came out there with because we're supposed to be leaving the next day. So I call her and I'm like, what time we leaving tomorrow so I could be ready, whatever. And she's like, honestly, I just think that you did too much and I don't really want to be around you. And I'm like, what? So I'm thrown off. So then she's like, yeah, I just feel like you made this whole trip about yourself and you just talked about how you feel and your uncomfortability and so on and so forth. And I just think that you made everything about yourself. So I'm like, baby, you whole played me to come out here on this trip with you to go see a man that's not even your man. Then you lied and said that he had an Airbnb. Then you lied, like you everything was a lie. Like you told me a fucking lie. So what in this whole time I've been out here, I have not kicked it with you not one time. I called her and asked her to come out. She said, oh, I'm about to be with my man. So it's good. Like, like you was on some weirdo shit. So then she was just like, and I'm not leaving tomorrow because I want to spend more time with my man. So at that point, that's when I said, oh, he must be about to pimp your ass out. That's what he's about to do. So at that point, that's when she was like, oh, you can figure out how you're going to get back home. So I'm like, no.
We came here together and we're leaving together. Period, point blank. So, bitch, you need to come get me in the morning and we're going to be on our way. She was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I'm like, so you want me to buy a flight to go back home? Because if I got to buy a flight to go back home, I'm beating your ass. And then she was like, you
For real, because at this point, that's not your friend. Girl, and I'm over here concerned about leaving you with these strangers, and you don't care about leaving me in a whole state or a whole different city and want me to pay my way back home after I rode out here with you on this dummy mission. And now all of a sudden somebody put a battery in your back and you got a voice and you want to stand up to me and you ain't trying to talk to this dude crazy. Yeah, because at this point, girl, I might have to see about you. Like, I don't blame her for thinking like this and saying that to her. Like, I do not blame her at all. And it seemed like out of all the people she mentioned in the story, she the only one with half a brain. Not even half a brain. Baby got a whole brain and it works very well. Like, wow. Wowzers.
see me. Let's be real. Mind you, I would see her. I know where she's working on. I will. But I got too much shit to lose to be doing that type of shit. So at that point, mind you, I'm still in Dre's. Sam is still complaining about not getting in Dre's, and I'm having to deal with the friend that I came out here with on some bullshit. So I'm looking at the flights. The flights were like $1,200, and that was a one way from Vegas to the Bay, Oakland, Sacramento, San Francisco, 1,200 minimum. In the midst of that, my cousin calls me and he calls me. He's like, I just got shot. I just got shot. So I guess he got into a shootout on the strip. So I'm like, bro, if it ain't one thing, it's another. And then he's like, you gotta hurry up and get out that hotel. Make sure you don't got nothing inside the hotel because my thing got caught. They got my thing and my ID and everything. So and I'm basically on the run. So I'm like, and he's like, and the hotel was in my name. So now I'm telling Sam, like, oh, I gotta go back to that room and get all my stuff out of there. And Sam's like, now everything's about you. We can't go to Dre's. We can't even go to Inferno. And da, 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 da. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. She's so pressed about trying to go out. So at that point, that's when I'm like, girl, bye. I can't. I got too much going on. Then I'm having to deal with the central hoe bitch now not trying to go back home and not have to get my flight, like too much going on. Then my cousin just got shot, and I'm trying to see if he's okay to make sure he's okay. Like, and then he just got out of prison, so
Wow. This is the vacation from hell. Oh my God. This is the vacation from hell. I would have been so scared to go back to that room just to even get my stuff. Like, what's going on? Is there going to be some people there to shot at you? Are they going to be there trying to shoot at me? Or the police going to be there? And I got to answer a whole bunch of questions. Like, I would have been so scared. But at the same time, like, girl, you worried about getting in a Dre's when your people got a section. Why can't you just go to the door and tell them that you got a section or have somebody from the club come out and come get you? But girl, that's a whole other thing. I got to go, baby. Bye. And then $1,200. Oh my God, minimum. That's when you rent a car if there's any rentals available, because that actually happened to me. Like, I went out to Atlanta for All-Star weekend. By like, I can't, maybe the second night, I was like, I gotta go. I'm looking at flights. No flights was leaving. I tried to rent a car. No rental cars was available. Nothing. I tried to look at a train. The train, I can't even remember what was going on with the train. Like, I don't know if there probably wasn't even a train that was leaving until the next day, like after we were probably already been left. My last resort, y'all, was getting on like a Greyhound bus or something like that. Like, I don't know if it was Greyhound. I don't know what type of bus it was, but y'all, the worst experience ever. Like, I do not suggest getting on a bus ever. It was a horrible experience, but at the end of the day, when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. It just so happened, won't no flights leaving, no rental cars. I can't remember what was going on with the train. So my last option was getting on a bus and leaving. And that's what I decided to do because I wanted to leave that bad. It was time for me to go. But yeah, $1,200 for a flight. Yeah, baby, that's when you try to rent out a car. But if it's Super Bowl weekend in Vegas, there's no way there's any car rentals. Like, literally your probably only option is a train or a bus. Oh, that is so terrible. And then you can't even leave. You can't even go home with your cousin because he just got some hot mess going on. Your homegirls, they probably caught flights out there. So you are literally just out there SOL. I feel for her so bad.
So I end up going back to the room. When I go back to the room, I take everything. I take all my stuff out of there. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't never want to come to Vegas again, ever. So then I end up having to buy me a flight, $1,200 exactly. Got my flight, and then I went to the airport to see if I could check in. They said I couldn't check in because it was too early. So now I'm like, oh my God, not to mention I had to buy me an Uber from my hotel to take me to the airport. And they said it was too early for me to check in. So I'm like, oh my God. So my flight was like, I think it was like a 24-hour thing. So I really had to like be in my it was like a 12-hour, it was something crazy. So I was like, you know what? Let me just wait in this hotel. I mean, not hotel, let me wait in the airport. So I'm waiting in the airport. Mind you, I got on my heels and all my go out clothes with my luggage looking crazy. And I waited in the airport until it was time for me to check in. And that's when I went back home. And yeah, spent $1,200 on a flight, one-way flight from Vegas to San Francisco. Then I have to spend 170, I think it was like 170 or $180 for an Uber to get me home. So, moral of the story is get more information from your friends when you're going on a girls trip with them. Um, like you need 100% detail on what you're doing. And oh, let me go back. Me and Sam, we no longer talk anymore because Sam feels like I left her in Vegas. Um, Mind you, I didn't even come out there to Vegas with her, but she feels like I left her in Vegas and that she couldn't enjoy her night because I made the night about me. So we're no longer friends no more. I'm also no longer friends with the girl that brought me out to Vegas. Actually, when I see her, I really want to just slap the shit out of her, but so much to lose. I got too much to lose to be doing all that. And then thank God I had the money to get me out of that situation that I was in, and my cousin is okay. Um, he's okay. He's back in prison, but he's okay. But as for that, moral of the story is with girls trips, do your homework before you go out of town with these bitches. And I think that's it.
Absolutely. I don't even go out of town with certain women of a certain age. I gotta be honest because they don't mind just like hopping in the car and going somewhere and don't even have the proper like setup. Like they don't even know where they stand. They're just like, oh, we'll figure it out when we get here. Honey, you could go out somewhere and go to a whole bunch of different hotels and nobody has anything. Like, especially if it's a huge event in the city, like the Super Bowl or like All-Star Weekend, or certain artists are in town. Like, I would never go out of town on no dummy mission like that. And to be honest, women of a certain age play them type of games. I can't play with you. I can't play with you. And thank God she is definitely blessed and favored, honey, because she knew not to go nowhere unless she had a bag. And I'm pretty sure she had to dip into some savings or just whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice little check. 1,200 is a nice little bag for a one-way flight. There might have been cheaper options, but again, in that situation, I probably would have just got the flight too, to be real.
So for y'all that keep asking, no, I'm not friends with the girl anymore. I have her blocked on everything. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. I don't care what she's doing. I don't know if she got recruited. I don't know. It's not my business. I don't care. I'm just not friends with her anymore. This happened in 2024. Like I said, I was going through something. I wanted to go out with my friend, and that was the impression. Then y'all keep making these little comments about me talking when I kept hitting my leg. That's how I talk. It's no different than someone that talks like when I'm telling a story and I'm deep in telling the story. Y'all better ignore it. Y'all listen to the story, so please chill out on me. And then some of y'all also say when she turned back around, that's when y'all would have been like, drop me off. But then now I would have had a stranger knowing where I live.
That's one. Also, that would have been 2 hours driving back with a stranger. Most importantly, knowing where I live at now, because now I want to go back to my house. I was never moving like that. So, and like I said, I had Mace. So if anything would have happened, I would have maced him. But he was very irritating and very annoying. But I know when to use my mace and it was time to use my mace. And like I said, I have an attitude. My attitude is real. It's there. So it goes on 20. I should start telling my stories a little bit more because I have so many girls trips experiences and also bad birthday experiences. Like I have so many experiences that I can share because I like to travel. That's something that I love to do. So I will start telling my stories because I have been through a lot. Then I also saw a comment too, forgot to mention this. I saw a comment that says I should have drove. No, I shouldn't have drove. I wasn't going to drive. That's why I drove that 45 minutes to an hour drive that I drove. That's just that. But yeah. And also the prices of the rentals were like $3,000 for 2 nights in Vegas. My flight was over $1,000 already. And that was from Vegas to go to San Francisco. Not to mention that flight is only an hour flight. Let's be real. It was Super Bowl weekend in February 2024. It was lit. It was cracking. If you didn't hear about it, you heard about it now. So, yeah.
And then as far as the Sam girl goes, like, girl, like she said, I ain't even come out here with you. And how I leave you when you got a whole nother shorty? It's not like you was by yourself, girl. And I know females, like, we all have been on girls trips where it just like went left. I know women sometimes after them girls trips, y'all don't even be cool no more. It be that serious. It be that for real. And that's why, like, when I go out of town on girls trips, 3 days max. It's like a weekend trip. Like, I'm not spending no more than 2-3 days with women because you get annoyed with your friends real quick. Like, and next thing you know, y'all not even cool no more after the trip. Like, that's just how it go. That's how the game go. Every woman has experienced stuff like that. She went through so much in a matter of like a day and a half. But I really hope that she posts again about like some of her other vacations or her trips or just whatever, because she's a very good storyteller. She's very entertaining and engaging. I know TikTok is banned right now, but if you want to look her up whenever TikTok comes back, if it's coming back, it's the real Joe popping. So, you know, follow her and show some love. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. Bye.